Well, Matt, it's an unfortunate 2-1 defeat here against Newport. Just get your overall thoughts on the 90 minutes, please.
We've come back in at half time and Rushy's made a great save from a penalty. So I felt momentum was with us going into the second half. And then we came out in the second half and I thought the players moved the ball well. We were in complete, I thought, domination of the second half. And the concern is that if you don't score and convert those chances that you create, we moved the ball really well. Our passing was crisp. I thought that some of the positions that we took up on the pitch were really good. It was just that final detail at the end. Didn't take our chances and then you run the risk of the opposition scoring. But to say I'm disappointed with the manner in which we conceded the goal at the end there is an understatement. And you see what it meant to Newport. And I think for us now it's maybe a point where, okay, we've lost a game of football and we've now got to go back and make sure that we start another run.
And whilst there maybe weren't too many clear-cut chances in the final third for ourselves, but when we got there we looked a real threat, and I thought Tyrese Shea took his goal fantastically well at the end of that first half, and that's what you need to do when Karl Rushton pulls off a save. You've got to go in and punish teams at the other end.
Of course it is, as I was just saying, Tom, and we haven't done that well enough today. I think if there's a flaw in our performance, it's that we didn't take our chances when we created them. We've hit the bar at the end, we got in some fantastic positions, and then it's that final detail, whether it's a cross, whether it's a cutback. The quality when we got down in areas in the final third probably wasn't good enough overall today. And if you do that, you always are wary that Newport will be dangerous. We knew that there'd be a team that would want to put the ball in the box. Both of their goals have come from that, and from my perspective that's not good enough. We need to compete better. But in saying that, I thought we were so dominant in the second half. So it's a difficult one for me to accept at the moment. We'll remove the emotion from it and feed back to the players our thoughts as coaches, and what we've now got to make sure is that we have a great training week going into the next game against Bristol Rovers.
Was that a big disappointment for you that there was that lacking killer instinct in that final third, that little bit of quality that we needed when we did get into those positions? Yeah,
because we have seen it, but I think every time you step onto a football pitch, this group of players always try to do their best. Now that for me is a huge positive. I'll go with the mistakes and maybe picking the wrong option when we get into key areas of the pitch. So there's a lot still to like about us. I think that when I sit down and watch the game back, there'll be lots that I've liked about us, but there's still a huge amount for us to improve on as a group of people, and I mean staff and players alike.
The momentum of the game seemed to change almost. You get a goal right before half time. I know it's a cliche, but it's the perfect time to score, and then the things seem to click in that second half. They seem to find their feet in the game, the team.
It's what confidence does to you, and it was a very different team talk, the one that I was planning 5 minutes before we've gone in, to the one that we gave. And my job is to continue demanding out of the players. They've got to continue to make sure that they do that themselves as well. Yeah, the tide did turn, and I felt we were in complete control of the game in the second half. But in saying that, we haven't managed to come away from here with a positive result. I think that a draw for us would be a good result, and it would have kept that run going, but it wasn't meant to be. So now the players, as I just said, have got to make sure that they start another run now, and we put in a hard week's training, make sure we're ready for Saturday.
The two goals that were conceded, both crosses into the box, is that something that you disappointed the way they happened? Any
goal you concede is avoidable, and what we probably didn't do with the second goal was stop it at source. And what I mean by that is the players were expecting a long throw, so therefore our position to stop the short throw wasn't correct. And when you play that way, and then you play against a team like Newport, who do have big physical players, and all players at this level do, we've got to match that desire to want to head the ball, but we've just got underneath it at the back post, and Rushy, I thought, was outstanding, just couldn't keep that one out of the net.
I was just going to come on to him. Karl Rushton with a fine penalty save. We've seen him do it so far this season already in the previous shootout, and a couple of fine saves. He's really maturing with each performance that comes now, isn't it?
He is. Ironically, with his feet, he probably wasn't as good as he has been in previous games. But in terms of keeping the ball out of the net, he was excellent again today. And I think he'll be one of the players in the dressing room as disappointed to be on the losing team.
And then on a final note, I know we mention them every week, but I think it was 547 fans here again today. Just a final message for those.
Thank you for coming, thank you for supporting the team. From my perspective, extremely disappointed that we couldn't give the fans what they deserve, which was a result. I think they got the performance. What they didn't do was get the result. Now, we continue performing like that this season, we'll be fine. But we've just got to make sure that when we do get spells in games when we're on top, we take them. I've spoken about it before. We need to be more ruthless in the final third.